Hey guys, it's Bex. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to go through all 10 books that I read in February. Good job to me. Up first, I finished books 3 and 4 of the Lemony Snicket Unfortunate Events series, and now I can finally watch and hate the Netflix series, of which I've watched episodes 1 and 2, and liked the first one, kind of, not really at all, and then it just went downhill from there. Not a fan of the series, but that's not going to stop me from watching it. Oddly enough, I didn't plan this, but another Netflix series is Orange is the New Black, of which I finally read the biography. I picked this up for $1 at a used book sale, and I didn't have high expectations, honestly, but I loved it. I thought it was fantastically written, which I was surprised about. Let's get real, you never really know what you're going to get with a memoir. But Piper Kerman, different from the show's Piper Chapman, is very talented, and I highly recommend this to anyone who's a fan of the show or is just curious about the prison system and what it's like from an inside perspective. So yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great. 4.5 stars. Mary Kubica is everything a thriller reader should be reading. I mean, it's so satisfying. I can always count on her when I'm in the mood for something suspenseful and psychologically strange. What's great about her books is that I always feel like the plot lines are as if I'm in a coffee shop somewhere and a girlfriend is whispering this story to me, like this gossip about a friend of a friend. That's what it feels like, and that's a real talent. The talent is that it's relatable. Sometimes you find yourself in characters in ways that you're not necessarily proud of. Great book, Don't You Cry by Mary Kubica. She also has written The Good Girl, which is fantastic, and Pretty Baby, which is so weird and might be my favorite of the 3. Definitely check her out. The worst book I have read in a while. I detest it. I actually only kept it for the sake of my wrap-up video. It is going straight to the donate bin for someone who will maybe appreciate it, but that person is not me. Do not waste your time. Peter James, The House on Cold Hill, hated it. Why 17 million copies sold, I'll never know. The author of Smugglers and Scones, Morgan Talbot, sent her book to me. I'm so glad she did because I don't think I would have found this otherwise. It's only available in ebook. I loved it. It's a mystery series in the most classic sense of the word. I love the characters very much. They're so funny. And I felt so comfortable and at home reading this, which is interesting, especially for a mystery. Somehow she managed to have it be fun to figure out, but also really relatable and great, and I love that and I wish it was real. I will definitely post a video review of this, so check that out. Dune by Frank Herbert is what Lord of the Rings was for fantasy to science fiction. Monumental in the genre, and I definitely wanted to experience it. I'm really glad I read it. It was an absolute honor to be able to. I will say that it was a huge challenge for me. I have this problem with multiple characters. It's why I don't read a lot of high fantasy either. I just can't seem to keep up with that many people. Like, I can't remember who's who, and still found it really enjoyable. Certainly a classic I'm glad to be able to say that I read. It was really difficult, so difficult that I actually finished the last half of it via audiobook, which is what I do with classics when they're too difficult for me to read. If you're into science fiction, I definitely recommend you check them out. The series is still going on. It's continued by his son, and apparently it's changed a little bit, but some people are super into this series, so maybe you'll be one of them. A classic I've been meaning to read for about the past year, The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. You might recognize this from my The Nocturnal Reader's Box unboxing. I read it this month. Pretty short read. It's almost always included in an edition with other little short stories or poems. I enjoyed it. Very philosophical, which I do like in my classics especially. And I don't want to ruin anything for you, even though I feel like you kind of know already, but basically there's a portrait that is painted of Dorian Gray, who is a very beautiful man. And it's about how he changes, or perhaps how the portrait changes him. And perhaps even how the portrait itself changes. You'll have to find out and see. But good read, definitely classic in its nature. For whatever reason, it seems to be a big children's lit year for me. I cannot get enough of these children lit books. I guess because I can read them so quickly and it's so friggin' fun. Like, you don't have to think too hard, and I enjoy that in comparison to all the heavy and dark books I read usually in thrillers, suspense, and lately a lot of classics. So this month I started Nancy Drew, which I'm so excited about. I love her. She is the perfect woman. I want to be her. Well, her and Galadriel, but yeah. What an amazing thing to finally be part of this fandom. A lot of people on my Instagram were commenting that they read their mother's copies, and I think that is so sweet. I wish I had read this as a kid, but hey, I'm catching up for lost time. So if you haven't read these, I'm freaking loving it. Nancy Drew, I'm telling you what, she's everything. And finally, one of the books everyone has been talking about, Heartless by Marissa Meyer, the author of the Lunar Chronicles. I love the Lunar Chronicles. I've read every book in the series, including the extras of Fairest and Stars Above. I love it. I love her writing style. I think it's so approachable and efficient and fun. She doesn't waste any time. She gets straight to the point, but at the same time, her descriptions are fantastic. You really feel like you're there, and she allows you to imagine it for yourself. She's very talented. I was loving Heartless, which is a retelling of the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland. I was absolutely loving it, piping my way through, enjoying every page of it, until I got to the end, which I detested, honestly, and found quite unbelievable. I really was waiting for the moment that made her so bad, because that's what any great villain backstory is about, am I right? How they started out normal or good even, and how the world, their situation, or their choices turned them into a villain. So that's always a fun storyline, but for me, what turned her into a villain wasn't convincing enough, and the actions didn't have weight to me. That might be because I'm an adult, and sometimes the young adult perspectives that I find too often in modern young adult are just a little wishy-washy. I will do one of my 90-second book reviews for this too. That's it! I read 10 books. I'm mega proud of myself. My goal is 10 books a month, and so far, so good. So I'll see you guys next month for my March wrap-up, and I hope you have a great month. Enjoy your reading.